Hey guys, so today I'm doing this really intense dark smoky purple look that I think is perfect for fall and just very fun. I'm so excited about starting to do like darker fall looks, but you can wear looks like this anytime if you want. But I'm really excited because I'm using this new Petal Pusher palette by Wet n Wild. It's new to me. I just got it a couple weeks back and I've been really excited about using it in a tutorial. The colors are really pigmented and nice. You can definitely create more subtle looks with this, but I really wanted to go all out and do something kind of different and fun. So I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you want to see exactly how to do it step by step, then keep watching. Alright, the first thing that I'm going to do is apply a black base. This is a very dark look, so the black's really going to make the colors look rich and make them pop. I'm using this Sue Devitt pencil in Point Noir, and it's just a very creamy black. I know NYX makes one similar to this. You can get these in a bunch of different brands. So anything that's creamy and black, you can even use an eyeliner. And you're going to go along your lash line on the upper half, and then starting at the outer corner, you're just going to trace the crease. It's going to look messy and crazy, but that's okay. And then fill it in lightly. Also take the color and go right underneath the lower lash line, about a quarter of the way in. We're going to smudge the rest of it, so you don't need to be so heavy under there. My favorite tools for blending out cream eyeshadows are any sort of synthetic brush, either the Sigma E55 from the Bunny Kit, which is all messy because I used it for the other eye, or a brush like the P82, the precision brushes. So I'm going to take this flatter one and just kind of blend the color out. You see how quickly it just kind of makes it smooth and blends everything out perfectly. Around the edges, if you want, you can use this P82. It's kind of like a eraser. It's nice. It kind of smudges it and blends it just right without removing the color. Then you can take the other brush, the E55, or your finger, anything, and just kind of pull that color inward on the lower lash line. Okay, now I'm going to start with the Petal Pusher palette from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to start and kind of go dark to light, which is a good idea when you're doing any sort of really dark smoky eye. So I'm going to start with this darkest black color. It's very sparkly and pretty. And I'm going to use an E30 brush, a pointed brush like that. And I'm just going to define the color right at the lash line by just dabbing the brush all the way in. Take the same brush again, and we're going to kind of connect it right along this lower lash line and take it and kind of take the color as far in as you can. Not super dark on the inner corner, but you do want to take it all the way in. Now I'm taking another E55 brush, some flat, smaller brush like this. You could even take the one that we just used if you want. I'm using this other dark shade down here, the brighter, darker purple at the very bottom. And I'm just going to dab that on the upper half of the lid all the way to the crease. If you kind of pat it on, the sparkle and the color really transfers well. Take a more precise brush using the E20. Take that same color, just kind of overlap that black a little bit. And it kind of makes the lower lash line look more purple than black, but it still gives it that same dark intensity that the black provided. Then I'm going to take this lightest shade and an angled brush like this. This is an E70, and get the tip of the brush just right in the lightest color so that it's not all over it. And then I'm going to take it and just kind of stamp it on this inner corner along my tear duct area. And then while we have this color, you can go ahead and do your brow highlight and just kind of follow as close to the brow as you can. Now for the crease, I'm going to take this color first. This is a very dark, sort of, almost like Beauty Marked by MAC. And I'm going to take this brush, it's an E45 by Sigma, and it's very pointed. Get the point of the brush into the color. Tap off the extra, it's a very dark color, and we're just going to kind of trace this inner part. Just kind of put it on the outer crease, and then just kind of wiggle it back and forth. We're not going all the way in. We're just wiggling it back and forth. And this is just going to give the crease some depth. Now with this shade, it's the second one down from the right, and a brush like this, it's an E35, and I'm just going to trace around the darkest color. Kind of gives it that graduated purple effect. And I'm going to take this shade right here, the one right next to the one that we just used. That's what we just used. We're taking this one right here. Get it just very lightly on the brush. You can maybe even tap off a little on your hand so you're not using so much of it. And just barely, very like, just feather lightly, like, trace around that color. And that kind of makes it even brighter. I'm going to line my waterline with Urban Decay Perversion. I really love this particular shade. It's like the darkest one. It's like even darker than 0. It's just a very like velvety, like kohl liner. It's so pretty. And it's currently like my favorite liner for the waterline. It does a really great job. You can take an angled brush and that darkest black in the palette and just kind of stamp the color, not on the waterline, but right at the lash line. So it kind of fills in any color so that this lower lash line is just solid, like blacked out. You definitely don't need liner for this look, but if you really just kind of want to intensify that upper lash line, you can use a very dark liquid liner, and I'm using the L'Oreal Carbon Black Liner Intense. Just apply a very thin line. I'm basically doing this just to make my lash line even more like even and dark, which is good for smoky looks if you're doing a really dark smoky look. With dark smoky looks, mascara is very important because it makes it look like you have no eyelashes because your lashes get so lost in the darkness. So I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Full Definition, which is currently my favorite mascara. You can definitely use false lashes if you want. That would even make this look much more intense. I'm just going to use this just to make things a little easier. And don't forget your lower ones. Alright guys, so that is the look for the eyes. Keep watching and I'm going to show you how to complete the whole look for the rest of your face. I definitely want to add some color to my cheeks to make them pop. I've already got the bronzer. I don't want to go too brown or anything, but I'm going to use this pretty bright pink called Love Cloud by MAC. Any bright pink blush will work. I'm using an angled brush by Sigma to apply that. Alright, so now your cheeks look all rosy and healthy. And since we have, you know, the cheek color that's a little brighter, the eyes that are obviously the focus, I'm going to go nude with the lip. Shocking, I know. But I've just found that when you do really dark looks like this, doing a very bold look can work. But that's, you know, I want to be able just to wear this like normal and not look like I'm going for something really crazy. So this is a very nude lip. This is Japanese Maple by MAC. It's kind of shiny, but it's very nude. So what I like to do anytime I use like a nude lip color is apply a brighter lip gloss so that the color still looks nude, but you just kind of have that little pop of like, you know, it's not so like wiped out, you know. And this is Imperial Light, the Cream Sheen Glass by MAC, which I love this color so much. Alright, so that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you'll try this out, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye!